Mind-brain problem is one of those timeless puzzles that manages to be both fascinating and a little cheeky. Our mental process is simple passengers riding along on the roller coaster of brain processes. Epiphenomenalism says yes. Our thoughts are like the steam puffing from the engine. Impressive, but not really steering the train. But whether we frame it from ethos, appealing to authority, pathos, tugging at emotions, or logos relying on logic, the truth is that mind and brain dance so closely together it's hard to tell who's leading. Closeness becomes obvious when we talk about mental disorders. Despite this stigma, the science shows that hyperactivity in the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis can set the stage for preictal moods, anxiety symptoms, prodromal signs, and even ictal psychiatric symptoms. And in the medial temporal lobe, or the pharynx, are bilateral tonic-clonic activity, and you've got brain processes that feel anything but invisible. These personal challenges are woven into bigger social forces. Economic inequality fuels stress through the status and anxiety hypothesis, which links feelings of relative standing to physiological stress responses. That's why we see changes in inflammation levels, spikes in C-reactive proteins, higher cortisol, shifts in heart rate, variability, and exhausting total of chronic stress. The dominant behavioral system often takes the driver's seat, nudging people toward competition or retreat. All stress is groomed. The brain has its own rich geography working to balance the storm. The prefrontal cortex helps with reasoning and control. The temporal cortex with sound and language, occipital with vision, left superior and middle frontal use keep executive functions on track. When auditory process stumble as in central auditory processing disorder, good news is that the system can be trained. Direct auditory skills training leads on metacognitive strategies and language resources to strengthen the neural substrate of listening and spoken language understanding. And because cortical networks span the temporal, frontal, and parietal lobes, integrating sensory language, cognitive, and motor control, practice really does make progress. The system runs through serial, parallel, and dispersed neural networks, constantly adjusting and constantly learning. So whether we're puzzling over philosophy, measuring stress hormones, or practicing listening skills, lesson is the same. The mind is not just the echo of the brain, nor is the brain just machinery. They're partners in a messy, beautiful collaboration, turning sensory input into thought, stress into resilience, and sound into meaning. And there's something the music goes off beat, well, that's just part of the symphony.